Radiothon for Duke Children's.
With Kyle, Brian, and Sarah from Mix Mornings.
That's right. We are in the middle of a goal of 12 people donating this hour. We have half the hour gone, and only 4 people have stepped up to the plate. Come on. If you're on your lunch break, call 919-684-1015 or text Duke Kids to 34984 and make that donation happen to this hospital. And if you want some inspiration, well, we've got the Mills family. We've got Jamie and Liz, the mom of Quinn, who's 11. And welcome to the Radiothon. We're so happy that you're here. It's your first time joining us.
Thank you very much. We're excited.
Well, we're so happy.
We know you're excited now, but Jamie about 5 minutes ago was not so. Was Jamie and Liz not so excited when Jamie's camera and audio weren't working, and Liz was like,
difficulty.
"Yep, if Jamie doesn't pop up, I'm not popping up and doing a single thing. Jamie is gotta take this one."
Yes,
you guys are amazing.
All right, Jamie. Let me then. In that alignment, let me ask you this. So what happened? We know that I have notes in front of here telling me that when Quinn was 6 to 12 months, he wasn't hitting milestones, and that really was the beginning of your story. So tell everybody how you became part of the Duke Children's family.
Yeah, so we had a pretty standard long birth process with Quinn, but everything seemed to be normal at first. And then within about 3 to 6 months, he just stopped meeting those normal milestones. And thanks to some intervention by his great pediatrician, May Slowick at Duke Children's, got us referred to a number of specialists, Dr. Friedman at the Duke Eye Center, a few others, Dr. Jasian with Duke Neurology. And we just started noticing, he wasn't tracking visually. Turns out he had cataracts that needed to be surgically removed within 9 months of his birth, and he had his first seizure. Dr. Jasian with neurology got us referred to Duke Hospital pretty quickly, and we just a cascading number of events. It led us being accepted into the first cohort of the Duke Complex Care Team, which is a really amazing group of doctors that can take care of kids with pretty complex issues that kind of go around different secondary issues within the hospital. And it's just a great service. We started genetic testing through Duke Children's, and turns out there was nothing clinically available to kind of like tell us like what exactly was going on. But then we were plugged in through our Duke genetic counselors to a Duke research team called the Undiagnosed Diseases Network program. And Dr. Vandana Shashi and Kelly Schock, two really great genetic counselors, helped us discover that Quinn has an extremely rare genetic mutation. Started with 6 or 7 people around the world, and now we're up to like 60, 65. So it's been really, really great having the Duke family behind us in this journey, for sure.
I've got a question, Jamie, here in just a second about now there being 60 to 65 people that have been discovered with this genetic mutation. But quickly, I just want to give out the number so people know exactly how to donate.
Yes.
So 919-684-1015 is how you reach our phone bank. Lots of volunteers waiting there to take your credit card information and process that donation as quickly as possible. 919-684-1015. You can also text Duke Kids, one word, Duke Kids, to 34984. That's Duke Kids to 34984. So far, we have 4 Heroes for Hope this hour, and we're looking for 8. Step on up and donate. Going back to you, Jamie, Quinn was patient 1 for this genetic mutation.
Amazing.
Number 1 after he was referred to Duke's Undiagnosed Disease Network program. By the way, Duke is one of 24 clinical sites for the NIH-sponsored research program, the only one in North Carolina. So Quinn is patient 1. And going back to what you said, now there's 60 to 65. I just want to understand the impact of Quinn's diagnosis being patient 1. Now that more people have come out and have said, yes, we have this mutation too, how does that help Quinn and help others, that have the same mutation?
Well, I mean, in so many ways. I think the chief one that you would I talk about two main things. One is, just knowing we had no idea whether what Quinn had would be degenerative, whether he would have a lower life expectancy. So just finding others that had older kids, in their mid-20s, to find out that was possible, that was really affirming for us because he was a year and a half old. Two, just being able to talk to another family that could understand the very unique situation of one of these kids. Like when Quinn was a little over a year old, he would sometimes cry for 14 hours straight. And I think we had a lot of people that were skeptical of us when we would tell them that. They would think we can get him calmed down, and they would go and walk him and okay. He's a little different in terms of that. He has a wonderful smile, but when he gets upset, he gets really upset.
Oh, boy.
So just being able to talk to some of those other families across the U.S., across the world, was a real blessing to us.
Knowing that you're not in it alone, and two, I'm a parent as well, and not that I'm in the same situation as you by any means, but you put it on yourself. Am I doing something wrong? Should I be doing something better? I don't know. I'm a one of one, and I don't know how to navigate it. And you start feeling guilty, and you're frustrated. I can't even imagine how immensely frustrating that was for you guys. And then finding others that are dealing with the same issue, I'm sure you felt so seen. I'm sure that was just such a big moment for you guys. And not only you, but a big moment for the other families that are dealing with this. And they thought they were alone as well. And there's Quinn. Oh my gosh, wait, there's Quinn. And, things are going to be all right because Quinn is the man. We see him on camera right now. And like you mentioned, when he is in good spirits, he is awesome. And he's got these eyebrows that just express every single intention that he has in his brain. And we are so happy that we were able to see him today, and happy to see you two as well. If you are inspired by this story, and you should be, I would just tell you to pick up the phone and donate. What are you waiting on? 919-684-1015. That's 919-684-1015. Or you can text Duke Kids to 34984. That's Duke Kids to 34984.
Okay, well, I'm interested in the cerebral palsy and the related conditions clinic, because you guys, we have notes on every family, and in the notes that we have, you have two doctors that really stepped up for you guys. And can you, especially when it came to troubleshooting your unique problems, can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, and at the risk of putting my marriage on the line again, I'll say
no.
I'll see if Liz wants to talk a little bit about working with Dr. Jason at the CPRC clinic.
Yeah, go Liz.
Yeah, Liz, what's
valuable she's been for us.
Come on, Liz.
You got this, sister. What's up?
I know Dr. Jason's been really great with thinking outside the box, especially when there's no template for Quinn's condition, and what to plan for or what strategies work. I think every time we go in for a visit, she's trying to think of what could help, but also in a way that doesn't push us into any decisions.
Yes.
So we really appreciate working with her.
Oh, well, good.
And she'll routinely, there's people always knocking on the door you got to get going to see other patients, Dr. Jason. And she's always staying 2, 3, 4 times as long as the appointment calls for to talk with us. It's amazing. She's so great.
And that means a lot, especially in this day and age where you go to the doctor and you feel like you're getting shoved through. It's like a 15 minutes appointment.
Car wash.
Yeah, it really does feel like you're just a number. And
she has goats at her house.
Oh,
and
look at
she
that.
has goats.
Well, she should rent those things out, because I've looked into renting goats, and it is pricey.
Goats for the goat.
Anyway,
love that.
let's give the numbers out. 919-684-1015. Duke was there to help the Mills family with this very unique situation. I'm really curious, during the most uncertain time of this, when he didn't know what his diagnosis was, and you guys were going through the Undiagnosed Disease Network program. How did they support you in your uncertainty? Because I can only imagine what that was like. Like, did they give you a number to call whenever you had questions? Did they, what did they do to make you feel supported whenever nobody knew what was going on?
Yeah, so it was really interesting. We had seen Duke providers throughout this whole process, and they said, there's this Undiagnosed Diseases Network program. You can apply for it. You apply through a portal, and it goes to the main coordinating center in Massachusetts at Harvard. And then they they screen your application, and they make some suggestions about where you should go for your visit to one of the other 20 some locations. And they suggested Duke, and we were like, well, we're already here. We've already been seen by the Duke people. Like, how could that be any different? But it was actually turned out to be really great, because what they do is they put fresh eyes. They bring all the secondary providers that have, a specialty interest in one of the particular symptoms that the person has, and they do like a fresh look. They do a lot of genetic screening that goes a little farther in than a standard genetic screening. And I would say we had a great week. It's usually like a week of visits. Easier for us because we didn't have to travel.
Right.
But I'll let Liz. I know she has a real moment in her head for when we got the call from Kelly, our genetic counselor.
Yeah. Yeah, we were in our house, and I was standing at the dining room table, and I was standing up and kind of walking around the table, and I remember Kelly calling and saying, "I think we've figured it out. We know what this is. We've got it." And it was just kind of one of those moments I'll never forget when we got a diagnosis. And it also influenced our future family planning and how we were going to grow a family, and it, and then connecting with other families, and we've gotten to meet some of the other families now, and we're in touch with almost all the families of our support group. So it's changed us. Yeah.
Liz, on the point of your future family planning, and real quick, I'm going to give the numbers one more time because I don't want the phone lines to get stale, and we got volunteers there that need to answer them. 919-684-1015, that's the number to call if you'd like to pledge a donation right now. Duke Kids, 34984. What are you showing us, Jamie? You put
family.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Oh, you've got a big family. So Quinn's got
three younger siblings, right?
Looks like two sisters and a brother.
Okay, so to the point of family planning, now that I'm seeing the entire picture, Liz, how did they sort of empower your family planning? Because I can only imagine you have Quinn, and I know how much you love Quinn, but I'm sure it made you is every child that we have going to have this mutation? When you don't know anything about it, how can you predict whether or not your future children are going to have it?
Right.
So how did that work?
Well, there are lots of ways to make a family, and so it helped us figure out which way was going to be best for us. And we found out that we couldn't pass this to another kid, most likely, less than 1% chance, they said, of passing this along. And so, And so we went ahead and had more kids.
Yep.
What a relief.
And I know you guys are amazing. If all four of your kids had this genetic mutation, you would love them all the same.
Yeah.
You guys are unbelievable people. But for peace of mind,
we would, but
these
we
are the
wouldn't
questions
be
you
on
need
the
to
radio
answer.
talking to you.
Yeah.
No,
you
you'd
guys
be
would be busy.
You'd be busy. All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today, Mills family. We really appreciate you taking your time out of your day. And thank you, Quinn, for showing up and getting all dressed up in that collared
Quinn!
shirt. And we appreciate everything.
My
and we hope you have a
man!
wonderful Christmas. Thank you so much.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all
Yes,
take care.
be well.
919-684-1015. That is what we're talking about when it comes to cutting edge technology. And, this whole gene mapping thing is very, very new. And the fact that this family worked with Duke, and Duke, reached out into other programs at Harvard. It's a network. It's a global community at this point. And that's the kind of research we're talking about. And that takes money and that takes funding. And it gave them a piece of the puzzle that allowed them to grow as a family, allowed them to take care of their kid in the right way. And I can tell you from experience with my family, that is something that you cannot put a price tag on. So if you have the means, please give this hour. We're looking for 5 more people. Text Duke Kids to 5 to 9. I did it finally. The last number from last Radiothon. Text Duke Kids to 34984. Call 919-684-1015, and we will come back in a few minutes and see where we are trying to reach that 12-person this hour goal on the Mix 101.5 Radiothon for Duke Children's.
Excuse me, garçon.